So, and at the university, you wanted to give more opportunity in the program, the pilot program. So, you said pressure came from the government, the federal government, or from the state government?
I think it was both levels because there was a report issued called the Green Report on Michigan, University of Michigan, and Michigan State.
Okay.
And the absence of minority students at those institutions.
I see.
And some of the students, many of the students I think who were recruited were really, first of all, almost all of them were smart.
Okay.
They weren't taking risks in admitting black students. Where black students had a problem is that there's a certain kind of socialization that helps you be successful when you go to these institutions. It's not just whether or not you got good grades in school.
Right.
It's whether or not you've been exposed to the kinds of preparation, the kinds of thinking, the kinds of organizing, etc., that one needs to be good at.
Laying the foundation in college before you
to
go
respond
out.
to the demands of college. Okay. So it was never an issue of intelligence. It was an issue of exposure.
Do you see that also happening, today?
It still continues.
It still continues.
Let me give an illustration.
And your program helped try to ameliorate that.
To ameliorate that.
Yeah, and it didn't quite do it, but your program had to help.
Well, it did it.
Preparation.
For the students who did what we asked.
Yes.
They did quite well.
They did quite well.
Yeah.
And college was a better experience, and it helped them.
And lots of people did well.
Okay.
But they had to give it everything they had, and that means they didn't have time left for any extracurricular activities.
And some didn't want to work that hard, is what you're saying.
Well, they shouldn't have had to. If I show up and you say,
I understand what you're saying.
we're going to do cross country today, or we're going to do a mile, then I'm going to prepare for a mile.
Right.
But if you tell me we're going to do a 100-yard dash, and I get there, we're doing a mile, you have a decided advantage on me. Okay.
They're totally different.
It's totally different.
Right.
It's a totally different strategy.
A sprinting,
reading,
the training is absolutely different from long distance running versus sprinting, all out sprints.
Like if you got a reading demand in high school, you could actually, with the reading load you have, you could actually read every word of every page in every chapter from the first page of that chapter to the last page of that chapter and still get some sleep. When you get to college, if no one ever tells you, that's not the way you read it. What you do is you look through, you find the major headings, you generate a couple of questions about it, and you're even better off if you got 3 buddies, and each one of them takes some of the questions, as opposed to you've only been exposed to, you read from page 1, line 1, word 1, all the way through to the end, and then you get surprised by the questions at the end. You're not going to do very well against all the other folks who've been organized, and they got a study group too, and then they're in a fraternity where exams have been passed down for damn generations.
Right.
Can I say damn on this program?
Yes, you can. But we didn't get bleeped. Okay, we're good.
So I'm saying those are the kinds of things.
Yeah.
And if you come from an environment where that was part of your schooling.
Right.
For example, today, take the leading high schools in Detroit, in Chicago, in the suburbs, where they have the highest SAT scores, or the ACT scores. And I just talked to a bunch of students at a South suburban school, all black, football players, very intelligent young men, among some of those memorable young men I've ever met. I asked them, I said, those of you who took the SAT this year, when you walked into the SAT, how many of you had seen exam questions laid out like that before you got to the SAT? You know how many hands are raised? 0. Do you think if I asked that same question at Niles Township that I would have gotten 0 hands up? No way.